Yeah, but that doesn't mean
All right. Greetings everyone who has joined us online. We're just starting with our karakia. All right, do we have any apologies? We have Alex is online. Do we have any other apologies? Apologies for lateness from Celeste. Someone like to move that. Moved by Kelly, seconded by Greg. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Against, carried. All right, thank you. So what we have now is an information session, which means it's like now under the new the response to the Ombudsman's report. We're now having most of what briefings in public, which is great, and something that of us have worked for a long time. So our first information session is with you, Graham, from the Archery Club.
Thank you very much. I don't have to press any button.
If you want to press the right-hand button.
This one?
Yep, that should bring on. So if you want to give us just an update and then take if the board has any questions.
Yes, I'd love to. Just to introduce myself, my name is Graham Robb. I'm the new president of Christchurch Archery Club. I've been in it now 8 months. But things have changed, things have moved on, but I thought best if I communicate with you guys and let you know who I am, because you will at some point be receiving emails from me, but also just to give you an update of where we're at with regarding the club. I think it's best, I've been in negotiations and chatting with Christchurch City Council, because things have not gone according to plan as I've come into the new position. Basically, what has happened is that the contractors that we've had at McLean's Island trying to do it have badly let us down. Okay, I'm not going to go into names or anything along those lines, but if you're going to plant forest, then you start off with a seedling and you work on to it. You don't just say you're going to do it and then plant some trees and then they fall over. And that's basically an analogy I'm wanting to get to just now, is that where we were thinking we were 6 months, 8 months, 10 months well down the line, we are actually minus 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, and having spent tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars and nothing to show. So I have taken it upon myself and my new committee, because things have changed, things have jumped around, and did everything along those lines, to reopen negotiations with the council and to actually reevaluate where we are, what we can try and find to house Christchurch Archery Club going forward in the future. So Christchurch City Council have been absolutely brilliant and chatting with me. We're going through a needs matrix to populate it in the council speaks. Basically, I'm filling in lots of forms and having lots of conversations as to our needs, where we see ourselves going forward, if we see ourselves going forward at all. So we are very much in the beginning stages again of trying to find somewhere to move to, sadly. So I think it's worth me telling you this up front so that you're aware of our situation. The club, for those of you that are local here, will have noticed, hopefully, or heard that we are very much thriving. We are increasing membership every week. We are up to 160 odd members as it stands at the moment. And that includes everything, as I'm saying, and you've heard before, from para athletes to old people to young people to a complete mix of ranges and everything else in between. We are at the moment almost operating 7 days a week at the club. We have set up a completely new regime where I have got key members of the club that have keys. And when they are there, they open up to our membership group, and you find that there are people there shooting those days. And that could be 7 o'clock in the morning, it could be 7 o'clock in the evening, and weekends, Sundays, the lot. So we are populating the ground as such. Being open that much has allowed us to service our membership, to be honest. And because there's some that can't come out weekend, they can come in the evening, or some of our non-abled people, they say, that can come at quiet times and shoot, and we can accommodate everything along those lines. So this is really just an introduction meeting from me to you guys, let you know where we are. We are spending a lot of hours trying to work out what's happening next. I've been blessed with having the fortune of working closely with Kate Latimer from Eastern Central Sports, who her and I have been working very closely in trying to work out where we're at. I know that they are happy with where we are at the moment and what we're doing. Kate has said that the ground is a lot safer place for a lot of people because we are having a lot of human interaction there, and there. Vandalism has gone down, especially around our area. I'm not saying the whole domain, but in our area, vandalism has gone down a little bit, and we are seeing that even with our own club rules, because we're utilising it and we're doing it. So really, that's just me and my introduction to you. I am more than happy to answer any questions if I can get onto it. But the bleak picture, as I'm saying to you, from far as the club is concerned, is that we are at ground zero again and having to work hard to find something else. Thank you.
Thank you, Graham. Kelly, and then Joe, and then Yo.
Grant?
Graham.
Graham, sorry. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, really appreciate the fact that you come in front footed this. Your lease runs out June
2025.
25?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you expect to have anything in place before then? Or realistically, do you think you need an extension to that?
I don't know. The answer is I don't know. I'm not here asking for an extension. I'm here to let you aware. The council have been absolutely great. We have been working very closely with them. I've been working very closely with them to try and identify a new place. Right. I think if I can say that when we were looking at the grand plans, coming on board, and the land that we were needing, it really wasn't feasible in a city centre. And I think that with me coming on board, and we've done a feasibility study, we have looked very closely at our needs, and we have pared back. You know, we're not looking to build a $11 million stadium. It's just not feasible in this economic climate and things like that. So basically, I'd love to think that come the end of whenever timescale that we will have an answer. We will have there. The answer is I don't know. We're open. We're looking at lots of different avenues. The council is looking at things. We're still looking elsewhere. Kate and I are working closely together. I have no firm answers at this there.
Yeah, well, it's really encouraging to hear that you're talking, with council, and you appreciate the work that they're doing. I know at the time there was, at the time we were actually looking at the extending the lease or not. There were a lot of concerns around how the club interacted with the local community, and their attitude. A couple of things. You said the club's growing.
Yes.
How much has it grown? And
It's up 30% from last year.
wow, yeah, that's good. Yeah, and one of the other issues was people wondered why the club didn't sort of have a general kind of invite to locals to come and try archery and, because it's a great sport. It's an absolutely fantastic sport. Some would argue that it wasn't appropriate in the place that it's currently in. Are you looking to sort of change attitudes?
Oh, completely, and we already have. We have with Kate joined into it. We're going to be doing the schools program,
Right.
Or whatever's happening. 8-week program starting up in June or July, sorry, which is an 8-week with 5 primary schools. We are part of that, and we're doing that very much so with Kate. She invited me to come along and see if we were able to do it. So we've got that. I wanted to have proper figures, but my computer crashed this morning, as they tend to do. We've got about 30% of our people are local or in Burwood-Linwood things, and that is growing. The last beginners course we had a chap in a wheelchair, and he lives locally, and him and his partner wheel them along, come and do our beginners course and be shooting. So I'm very much involved in a lot of the issues, like the last New Brighton thing that you had. We had a shoot on that day.
Yeah.
So there were posters up and things. There were people come along, have a look, and do that. We have people that come along when we're shooting, and we let them have a go, and stuff like that. We have changed our way of thinking, and that's a lot being led by the front, because to be honest,
So we have some questions from Joe
Yes.
and Yanni and
Really refreshing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
I think you may have answered my question. I was going to say, have you been in touch with Eastern Sports?
Yes,
So I take it
very much.
Kate is,
Kate is very
Kate
much.
from
Kate
Eastern
Lyle,
Sports.
Kate Sports is into it. We're working very closely together.
excellent.
Things, and it was her that managed to initiate a lot of the conversations I'm having with some of the key people in council and.
Good, because they're very switched on to everything and
Oh,
they're
yes.
very, very helpful.
Yes.
And I think if you can actually build that relationship within the grounds
Yes,
through there,
Yeah.
then it's all positive.
that's right.
Yeah, thank you.
And I have a meeting with them in the middle of this month, with the board of Eastern.
Yeah, so, yeah, I was actually in support of keeping you at that site, because I think it's a perfect site for you, but unfortunately it didn't pass, so.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
all the best.
Thank you. Can I say just very, very quickly that we held a national tournament in January. People come down and call it the Field of Dreams because of the location, how the trees are. They get their personal best. They get national records. We've got the outdoor national tournament that happened in last week in Hamilton. We had 3 youths go up to it. They came back with 5 gold medals and a bronze. And that's youth, under 14, under 16, boys and girls and stuff like that. So we've got the training thing there. We've got the people, we've got the things. It's just being able to work on something. Can I also say, just harking back to about the safety issues and things like that, or perceived safety issues. We work 20% above world archery weights and things on safety, which means is where distances are, we set our tape measures and things, according to the council, 20 metres more than that, and things all the way around. So the bow poundages that we use, there's no way it can go any further. There's just no strength on the bow to endanger anybody along those lines. Anyway, so yes.
Alex.
It's on screen.
Oh, Hassel.
Yes.
Hello.
How's it going? Hey, listen, I was just, and obviously this is a wee way out now. I just wanted to ask a question about, for you, what right now is the best case scenario? Does that look like a long-term lease at the site, or that you're existing? Obviously, that would depend board decisions and things like that. But for the archery club right now, what is that best case scenario in terms of finding a site?
Ideally, according to our membership, we'd like to stay. Okay. Now, if you were amenable and you want to do it, it would be my best course of action. I'm also a pragmatic person, and I don't want to dwell on past histories and things like that, because the club is different from what it was 5 years ago. It's different from what it was a year ago. Okay, I need a chance to prove that, and my new committee needs a chance to prove that. If we can prove that to you people, and Eastern Central, if they're on board and things like that, then I would like that to be put into the equation again. At the moment, we're still actively looking for somewhere, because I want to exhaust all possibilities before I come back cap in hand, if you know what I mean. Does that answer your question, Alex?
All right,
Thank you.
thank you very much. Yanni, you had a question?
Yeah, apologies for just popping out. You may have answered this while I was away, but I'm just trying to understand, why were you moving from the site to start with? And given that you've just said obviously liking to stay, I'm just trying to sort of get an understanding, because I was on the community board when they made that decision.
Yes.
So what was the reason that the council asked you to leave? And has anything changed in terms of the reasoning about what would be different if you stayed? Which I presume.
Yeah. I think I did say, but basically very.
You're welcome to be as diplomatic as you like.
Yes, if I can, I would like
Fine,
to.
since I was chair of the board when it came to.
Yeah.
If you're interested in hearing from me.
Yeah, well, is that, I guess, I'm aware that, it's quite, it's reasonably complicated.
It's not really.
Okay.
Honestly, my simple understanding.
There are supporting documents.
I'll give you a six.
Down to enable expansion of a big centre to be built.
He's doing
and people were worried
He
about
wasn't
that.
even on the board.
So what I was trying to understand is, if the centre is no longer going ahead, are there any outstanding issues about remaining that would go against why you were asked to leave?
You want to add some context to that, Kel?
I can add some context to that. So it was they came to us for a renewal of the lease. Joe will remember this well. They wanted to expand the size of the building. There was going to be a number of trees cut down, probably overextended in the number of trees that they wanted to cut down. There was a hearings panel held with Pauline Cotter, Phil, Major, current mayor, and James Daniels at the time. They heard all the evidence. They came back. The recommendation was to not renew the lease. There were ongoing issues. I guess this is the complicated part, with the archery club being good citizens in the area. There've been a number of disputes over locked gates at times when they shouldn't have been locked, and I guess that sort of counted against any renewal of the lease. But primarily it was around the size of the building, a new building in a public park, and cutting down trees to do so, which was not popular amongst the residents. And I guess they lost a bit of the goodwill from the community, because a number of submitters came out against them. However, given Graham's refreshingly positive attitude, things may have changed substantially in people's view of the activity in the area. So
Yes, but if I can also say that in an ideal world, I mean, we would love to build the most amazing training centre for New Zealand. Okay, that requires land. That requires a lot of land. Okay, so when we weren't allowed to build the grandiose building and things that we were going, the council said, "Well, what do you want?" And they said, "Well, we want the platinum horse." Okay. Reality is that Christchurch City Council does not have land the size of platinum horse to give you anybody anything along those lines. Okay.
There's a multi-use arena. There is a multi-use arena.
Yes. It's still, but even that's not big enough to hold an internationals.
really,
Yes, because I've been asked to hold an internationals.
Wow.
And we can't, okay? But it's basically, we've gone back, we've had a look and said, look, realistically speaking, what we've got is fine. You know, if we're not going to expand, it's absolutely perfect. If we can have an indoor place at some point, we can pare that down to be usable and manageable and whatever else, okay? So I've gone back to the council to say, look, let's relook at this. Let's look and actually say, we're being sensible now. We'd like to actually, we want to, you know, be part of this community. We've been a club for 76 years. You know, we've been a club for 76 years.
Refreshingly.
36 of that has been in New Brighton. No.
Yeah, I'm just sad that you've had to waste so much money.
You'll be surprised. I can't say because I could be held lifelessly. But it is along those lines where we really want to, you know, make an impact and do it. Now, in saying that, I was up at the Outdoor Nationals in Hamilton. They have asked us to hold an international tournament, okay, in 2025, which is a Trans-Tasman tournament for youth, which is what I'm a key challenger and promoter of, which would be 40 athletes from Australia, 40 athletes from New Zealand competing. Now, that would be a coup for Christchurch, but also for New Brighton if we could pull it off. You know, so I've got big plans, but I'm also practical of what we do, what we shoot, and where we are. We have got one of the best archery grounds in New Zealand, you know, and people come here for that. You know, I don't want to have to start again if I don't have to.
On that note, I think that's a pretty good place to stop.
That's fine.
And I really appreciate you coming and just the positivity and practical attitude. So thank you.
Thank you for your time.
And our staff will continue to talk with you and
Yes.
hope for a good outcome.
Yes, which would be great. Can I say one thing though? Is you have to come down and see it, right? You have to come and see us. You have to actually come and pick up a bow and have a go, right?
What's the best day?
Whenever you wish, I can make it work. That's the power. But yes, I would like to, seriously, we'll get you down when we can organise something. And you can book in a time.
Today I'm sick, Graham.
Cool. And actually just experience and see what it's all about. But thank you for your time. Really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I think that's the end of this briefing. So
Okay,
we'll
leave you in peace.
We'll stop streaming, and we have a community board meeting in 35 minutes. But Cindy, I can do the closing karakia of the briefing. Tau, te rangi nei, o papa tuānuku, i te koto nei, o te tai ao, i awhi nei, ki roa, i a tātou, ki hei, o
And thank you very much for your time, ladies.